In this video, I'm going to show you a stock that is partnered and working with NVIDIA and has very strong growth potential and is likely to explode even more than it already has in the coming few years. This is a stock you do not want to miss out on, so strap in, sit tight. I'm going to explain everything to you. And if it's your first time here, I have called stocks like this to YouTube and my Discord countless times. Just as an example, I told everyone AMD was going to run back in February. Everyone was saying that it was tanking and that it wasn't going anywhere. It ran to 170, and you can see right there on the screen, I have students that made 12,000% from $300 to over $3,800 per option. Not only that, a lot of people were talking about PayPal and how PayPal was going to explode, and I told everyone on YouTube and my Discord more specifically to stay away from PayPal. You can see that it has sunk right there on earnings. I told my Discord to buy XYZ. You can see on the screen the trade alert for that, and we printed thousands and thousands of dollars. My Discord made a lot of money on XYZ. And then I told my entire Discord to buy Meta on two separate occasions, the 18th and the 28th of July. You can see the trade alerts right there on the screen. And I have students that made $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, even $60,000. I have another student that made $41,000 on this trade. If you want to make profits like this in the market, then this is a chance for you to do so, because I'm going to show you another stock that is likely to run and run a lot, not only because of their technology, their proprietary technology and their advancements, but their partnership with NVIDIA and how strong this is. This is a stock that everyone can afford to get into for the most part right now. So let me show you its strengths, explain to you what's going on with this stock, and explain to you why it's a very strong candidate. And you can see that I've called out many stocks previously. I just showed you the profits that my students have made off of these trades. But not only that, I also told everyone on YouTube to buy SoundHound when it was $3.97 last year. It ran to $20. SoFi at $6, it ran to $25. I also called Robinhood at $15 and HIMS at $10. All of these stocks have run, and there's been many others. If you want to take control of your financial freedom, don't put off today for tomorrow, because other people have put off yesterday for today, and this is not good. Seize the moment. Let me show you what you're doing wrong. If you guys want to take advantage of any of these things that I've talked about, use the link below to join Discord. You guys will have access to my coaching calls, the Ask Corey section, my full training course, one-on-one coaching, and get all of my trade alerts like the ones you just heard about. And now I'm giving you another freebie right here. Let's dive right in. The stock that we're looking at is Navitas, NVTS. They're working with Tesla and NVIDIA. This is something you don't want to miss out on. The stock has moved from $2 to $8, dropped back to $7. I told everyone to buy it, and it ran another $1 over the last few days. Now is a chance to get in before earnings. Now, this stock could drop on earnings just because that's what the market does, and there's a lot of volatility in the market this week, and if it does, I would dollar cost average. This is a stock that long term makes no sense to pass up. Nothing's guaranteed, but this is a very, very strong candidate with a lot of room to grow, and if I was a betting man, I would be betting on this stock over a lot of others in the AI space because of its exponential growth potential. Let's take a look at exactly what is going on with Navitas. Navitas Semiconductor is well-known provider of power semiconductors driven by its GaN, gallium nitride business under GaN Fast, GaN Safe, or GaN Fast and GaN Safe, and the GaN Sense brands. Investments by NVIDIA and Tesla in GaN technology, as well as expanding footprint across mobile electric vehicle, EV, and energy sectors bode well for Navitas prospects. However, sluggishness in solar, EV, and industrial end markets is expected to have negatively impacted the second quarter 2025 results. Unfavorable product mix is expected to have hurt gross margins in the to-be reported quarter. Uncertainty over tariffs and trade issues between the United States and China has been a headwind for Navitas. Navitas Semiconductor shares have jumped 97.8% year to date, outperforming the broader computer and technology sector return of 11.4%. The estimate for the semiconductors industry return is 16.7%. Navitas Semiconductor stock is not so cheap as the value score of F suggests a stretched valuation at this moment. So it is a little stretched, but in terms of a forward 12-month price to sales, Navitas Navitas is trading at 16.92x, higher than the broader sector's 6.71x. So it's trading a little bit expensive right now, but it's nowhere near as expensive as other stocks like Palantir, which is trading like 100 times forward or 50 times forward, depending on which way you calculate the data. So Navitas is still a very strong buy, in my opinion. If it drops to $4 or $5, you would just dollar cost average. It's not an expensive stock. And with gallium nitride, it's just inevitable almost that they're going to explode with partnerships with NVIDIA and Tesla and other companies and making chips for big servers. This is a very strong semiconductor business, and gallium nitride is the way to go. They run more efficiently. With everything in the world, if you want to create a product, you need to have a problem. And the problem is server heat. It's not efficient. Servers get hot, and NVIDIA chips run very hot. That's a problem. I have a 5090 in this computer and it runs extremely hot. You need a lot of cooling. Gallium nitride is going to help reduce that heat, and it's going to improve and help fix this problem. So gallium nitride is basically the answer to the problems that NVIDIA has and with their servers. So this is essentially a fix for problems with NVIDIA, and we already know that NVIDIA owns the server space. So if you have a company like NVIDIA that owns the space and has a problem, and this company is fixing or has a fix for the problem or a potential fix, you can see where this is likely to go. This is a very strong candidate for an investment. Now, you have to be safe. You don't want to put more than 10 or 15% of your portfolio into any one stock. It's up to you. I wouldn't recommend it, but this stock is likely to run very much in the next 1 to 3 years. In fact, probably sooner rather than later. I've done this countless times. I've told my Discord to buy Robinhood at 15, HIMS at 10, SoundHound in the $3 range, SoFi in the $6 range, Palantir at $18, told everyone to buy Microsoft at 380, Meta at 500. The list goes on and on. XYZ, we just made a massive amount of money on. I called AMD at 110. This is what I do. I teach people how to make money and how to make good long-term investments. This is just another one of those opportunities. And there's a lot of people that have come to me and said, Corey, I missed out on all of these calls. What is the next play? Navitas is shaping up to be that play. And I teach this in my Discord, risk management, my 33-10 rule, how to not put and why to not put more than 10% of your portfolio into one stock. I have my proprietary AVP, which is an average price index that I've created. And I also have my double fib defib and my divergent dual RSI, which is what I teach how to gauge stock movements. If you're having trouble or confusion in the market right now, maybe you're losing money, it's because you don't understand the market. There's a lot of psychology that goes into it. Let me show you how to turn those losses into wins right now. Don't hesitate. Take action. The link to join Discord is below. Let me show you how to turn these losses into wins so you can achieve your goals at growing your portfolio and doing the things that you want to do. I have been able to achieve financial freedom, and I told myself when I did that I would help others do the same thing. It's what drives me every single day, is helping people just like you. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a listen to what my student Mike had to say. Here with Mike, and Mike has actually been in my Discord since virtually day one. So I'd like to introduce Mike. Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Corey. My name is Mike. I'm 73 years old, and I joined the Discord to learn strategies to earn passive income. I started out with 25,000 and it's now 84,000. Can't believe it.
That is awesome. That's like a 3x return in 1 year. That's a lot.
I love it. I can't wait to get up in the morning.
Awesome. That is the goal. I'm very, very happy to hear it.
The biggest benefit for me was when we had the 2 coaching calls a week. You can interact with yourself in the coaching calls, and you tell us what's going on with the current events. I just eat that stuff up because I do a lot of reading. Coaching calls bring you up to date and put you in the moment, so you don't feel like you're missing everything. I would tell them that once they go into the training modules and learn all the strategies, and we post trades in the Discord, and if you take the trades and you're hitting it over 80% success rate, how can you go wrong? It's a fun ride. And boot camp's a blast. They'll have fun with the boot camp. You really learn a lot. You're able to really interact one-on-one with you. And well, who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? The community in the Discord pulls up other members in the community, and you can interact in general chat. And then when you have specific questions, you can go to the Ask Corey section. It's all there for you. You just have to do it. You're happy. Get a bunch of small wins, you get happy happier and happier. You'll love it.
So you heard what my student Mike had to say. If you want this to be your success story, the link to join Discord and get started is below. Taking the first step now without wasting any time, we take action. I will show you how to fix your portfolio and how to grow and learn and achieve financial freedom. I've done it with countless students. You can see the profits on the screen. I have taken students from 25K to almost 100K, others from 15K to 40K. And I also have students that I've taken from 300,000 to 800,000 in as little as 5 to 6 months. Let's help you get on the right track. I look forward to seeing you and helping you very soon. So looking at Navitas right now, we can see that it came all the way up to $9.50 and back down to $7. And that's because of the market, the volatility. We have the tariff talk. We have earnings coming up. If they miss earnings, it's likely to pull back to 6, which is fine because that's what I'm looking to do. And that's what I'm telling you would be a great idea. If they miss earnings and the stock drops to $6 or even $5.50, I would look to buy anything under $6. I'll be loading up on this stock. Of course, you want to do it the safe way, no more than 10 to 15% of your portfolio. Granted, I can't tell you what to do, but there are risks. I'm just letting you know. But what I would do is be looking for this stock to drop down here in the 580 or 550 range, and I would be adding to my position in Navitas. If they beat earnings, they're likely to consolidate or go up, which means we missed the move. So I'll be adding some now, and if it drops, adding a lot more. This is a stock that has a very bright future. You don't want to miss out on this. I mean, if you look at the price action, you'll see how much it's up, but you'll also see that its potential to go back to where it was before is $20. Typically, when a stock sells off like this and they don't do very well, eventually it will retest this area. This is actually a supply zone right here, which there's a lot of supply, and it will eventually gravitate there. All stocks gravitate to supply and demand zones. This is what happens. It's psychology, it's sentiment, it's price action. It's what continues to happen every single time on every stock eventually. This stock, if they do well, is going to gravitate towards this. So what's going to happen is this stock's going to make its way back up to this range with good earnings several quarters in a row, and growth will come back up like SoFi. It'll come back down. Growth is strong enough, it'll break through. If you don't believe me, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Go to SoFi and I'll show you exactly what happened here. SoFi had highs during the pandemic of 24. And the first thing it did when it got back was sell off, drop, come back up. They grew more as a company and they became more profitable. Exponential growth. The stock comes up. It completely sells off when it gets up here in the supply zone and it consolidates. And then if the stock is strong enough, it will push through like that. Same thing as Navitas. This is eventually going to happen. So if you get in the $6 range, $7 range, even the $5 or the $4 range, you could at least 3x or 4x your money before this move happens. Gallium nitride is the future. Partnerships with NVIDIA only get better. This company has got a world of potential, and this is the move that is likely, very likely to happen in the coming 3 to 6 months or maybe a year. So there's a lot of potential on the table for Navitas, and earnings are tomorrow. They're expected to have a negative 5-cent EPS. If they break it at 0 or positive, this stock is very, very likely to move to 11 or even 12 or $13 or higher. We could be seeing this push into the supply zone as soon as the next month or two, or sooner than that if they crush earnings. If they don't and it's still positive, it'll work its way up. And if the next earnings is better and the tariff uncertainty gets better this week, next month, and we get interest rate cuts, that's all going to basically play in the favor of Navitas. So as long as we had interest rate cuts, things get better with tariffs, they post better earnings, they grow, then we are going to be looking at a price very close to $20 in the coming 3 to 6 months, 8 months as we push into the new year. This is, in my opinion, very likely based on facts, price action, numbers, and what's going on with the market sentiment. I have looked at this company very closely, and as long as their earnings are pretty decent, we get interest rate cuts and tariffs settle down, this company has got lots of room to grow with NVIDIA and basically pace with NVIDIA. If NVIDIA earnings are good this month, this stock will also sympathize, which means this is also another factor. We have the sympathy with AMD earnings, the sympathy with NVIDIA earnings, which is even stronger. We also have the tariff talk and interest rate cuts and the earnings on Navitas. If all this stuff is good, AMD beats, NVIDIA beats, their guidance is good. Of course, Navitas beats or at least meets expectations and their guidance is good, and we get interest rate cuts and tariffs settle down, this stock is flying. It does basically. It's how the market works. That's what's going to happen. Literally, if everything plays out like I said, this stock is going to move most likely, and a lot. You don't want to miss out on this. This is a very strong stock. It's not instant. Nothing's guaranteed. Like I said, there's a lot of risks in life, but it doesn't mean there's not opportunity. You definitely want to have some form of investment in Navitas. I said this about countless stocks before: SoundHound, Hims, Robinhood. The list goes on. I've called other stocks that were shaky, like Big Bear AI at $3 and it ran to $8 and even higher. I called Serve Robotics at $6 and it ran to like $13, $14. This is definitely a very good investment long term. You don't want to miss out on this. I look forward to seeing you guys in the Discord. If you want to change the way you think about the market and grow your portfolio, let me help you. This is what drives me every single day. The link to get started joining Discord is below, and I'll see you real soon. And on the next video, one love fam, I will see you real soon.